Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the August 12th Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version. It's 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll send myself, say a little prayer, and then make a few comments on the message. And if you find the message of use, please be so kind as to like the video. Thank you for that. Here we go, the title. Reinforcing only the truth in us as true. Paragraph 1. God is love and all. Thus, we are what God is. Yet in this world of duality, the ego has programmed us to believe that there can be an opposite to God, to love, to all. Our belief that the opposite of all is possible makes us feel like our delusional, judgment-centered, fear-based thinking is real. Nothing apart from the love in you can possibly be real or true. Any of your thoughts, words, emotions, or actions that seem to be in opposition to love, to your loving nature, do not represent the truth in you. When you're not representing your truth, you unconsciously feel unfulfilled, sorrowful, guilty, or ashamed. You may have been programmed to judge, hate, or be angry, anxious, or fearful. Still, no matter how much you buy into these programs, none of these energies and emotions will give you the peace of mind and joy you want. Today, rejoice in knowing that the more you use them, the more you will realize how unlike they are to the truth in you. Paragraph 2. Today, let us reinforce only the truth in us as true. We can do so by recalling six things. First, being love's creation, only the love in us could be real or true. Second, being all one, what is true in one of us is true in all of us. Third, when aligned with the truth, love only loves. Fourth, let us learn to recognize when we are asleep or awake, and dreaming or expressing our true nature, lost in the darkness or aligned with our loving light. Those aligned with love are awake to who in truth they are. Those aligned with judgment, fear, and darkness are simply asleep and dreaming. Fifth, remember that those who attack us through thoughts, words, or emotions are simply dreaming. 6. Let us overlook or forgive their dreams of us. In doing so, we align with and reinforce the knowledge that only the truth in us is or could ever be real or true. All right. Reinforcing only the truth in us as true. Okay, today I'm going to make 5 points that I trust will assist both of us in the implementation of today's daily inspiration. Point number 1, let us set up our goal. Our goal today is going to reinforce only the truth in us as true. What's the truth in us? The love that God is. God is love in all. And therefore we are the physical manifestations in this world of that love. And so we are here to be that love in each moment and interaction. That's our primary function here. And so today's goal, and point number 1, I'm going to reinforce only the truth in me as true, which means I'm going to use only loving thoughts, words, emotions, reactions, expressions in each moment and interaction. That's my goal today. That's point number 1. Point number 2, how do we reinforce our truth in us as true? Is by aligning with the expressions of love that the moment and those in it seem to be requesting. And so when we're being forgiving, when we're being compassionate, when we're being kind and peaceful and of service to others, when we're joyful, when we're feeling fulfilled, all that shows us that we are aligned with our loving nature and expressing that in that moment. And the more we express that to our brothers and sisters and offer that to our brothers and sisters, the more we reinforce this love as real and true. Okay? So in point number 2, we focus on reinforcing the truth in us as true by expressing those aspects of love that at the moment seems to be requesting. And so let's say if our brothers are judging each other, then our primary function in that moment is to offer that expression of love, and it might be in a form of forgiveness or compassion, or helping them have a better understanding of the situation, or having them see each other with more mercy and grace. Those are all aspects of love. So that's our function in that moment, and that's how we reinforce the truth in us as true. That's point number 2. Point number 3, another way to reinforce the truth in us as true is to end our support for those unloving thoughts that we've been programmed by the world, by society and our peers and TV to believe of ourselves as true. And so anything that's unloving in nature, that tries to place itself in opposition to God, who is love and all, what tries to place itself in opposition to all has to be nothing. And therefore it's just a fairy tale that we've been read to over and over again that we now see as true. And so if we're being judgmental of self or others, if we feel frustrated or angry or resentful or jealous or fearful or anxious or feeling guilt or shame, that's not who we are. That's only who we've been programmed to be. And we've been programmed to offer those expressions as something that's real or normal or natural. But no, those are not real or normal or natural. They're just programs we've been taught as true. We've bought into as true. And we see they're not true because whenever we offer them, even though the ego says we have every right to offer them, we feel unfulfilled. We feel incomplete. We lack peace and purpose and mission. And we feel guilty and ashamed when we do that. And so none of that, and point number 3, we're not going to support any of that stuff. In fact, we're going to simply practice recognizing when we're in the delusional mindset, offering unloving thoughts, words, emotions, or reactions. Then we're going to stop as quickly as possible because we recognize we're somewhere we do not belong. And we're going to end the time, focus, and energy that we're sacrificing to those fairy tales. And the less time, focus, and energy we sacrifice on those fairy tales, the more they begin to dissolve away from our experience. And then the more time we spend supporting only the truth in us as true, the love in us as true. And thus we reinforce who we truly are by ending our support for who we are not. We reinforce who we truly are. And so this, in essence, becomes helpful to reinforcing this, the truth in us, the love in us is true. Because now we can cross these things off the map, and we don't have to focus on that, and we can focus on this, on reinforcing our loving nature. So that's point number 3. We stop supporting the delusional mindset, the thoughts, the energies, and emotions that are not us. We stop the energy, the time, and focus that we are dedicating to them. That's point number 3. Point number 4. Being all one, we must see in our brothers the love that they truly are to reinforce a loving nature. Whatever we see in them, we reinforce in ourselves because we are all one. And so if we see what their body thinks, says, or does, if we see the temporal in them, and we judge that, then we're not reinforcing our loving nature. But if we see their eternal loving essence and nature as real and true, no matter what they think, say, or do, we just move past that. Move past our judgments of them and see only their eternal nature, loving nature as real and true. We reinforce that within us. And so today we offer our brothers and sisters everything that we're trying to achieve. We see in them what we want to achieve. We see in them the opportunity and that they're worthy of forgiveness, that they're worthy of compassion, that they're worthy of mercy and grace, that they're worthy of achieving peace of mind and joy. And so the more we see them as worthy of all of love's expressions, all that God is, the more we reinforce that truth in us as true. That's point number 4. And the last point number 5, is that we're going to offer our brothers and sisters gratitude today, no matter for what they think, say, or do, Because let's say that triggers in us a decision to judge them, because the ego says, oh, the way, whatever it is that they thought, they said, or they did is worthy of our judgment. And so we judge them, okay? But then we see, because our first point number one is to make sure that we focus on loving thoughts. Okay, we're judging, we're somewhere in our minds and hearts where we do not belong. So we practice catching ourselves quicker and quicker when we're out of alignment with love. And so our brothers and sisters, their presence in our lives, offering us the opportunities to practice recognizing when we are out of alignment. And thus we can come back into alignment. So we can go from judgment and frustration and anger and resentment to forgiveness and compassion and mercy and grace. And so every time we get to practice this, it's going to become more normal to be aligned with our loving energy and source. And it's only because our brothers and sisters were in our lives that they created opportunities for us to practice going from being out of alignment to alignment. And the more we practice realizing that being in alignment, the more we are in alignment, the more we say, you know what? Yeah, I feel at peace here, offering love's expressions. I feel balanced. I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose as the light of the world, loving light of the world that God created me to be. And so I feel like I'm fulfilling my function as the light of the world. And so thank you, brother and sister, for helping me practice realizing what I do not want and what I do want. Reinforcing that I'm not this, that I'm not anything unloving in nature, that I'm love. By helping me remember that you are to love. That's the truth in you, and I'm only going to support the truth in you as truth today, and by doing so, I reinforce the truth in me as true. And so that's what my brothers and sisters' service to me is today. And so thank you for your service to me today. All right, that was point number 5. Offering your brothers and sisters your gratitude for helping you practice recalling who in truth you are, and thus reinforcing your loving nature. All right, thank you very much for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.